In this video tutorial, we are going to discuss what is the difference between compound interest and simple interest. Now, let's assume a situation where you go to your bank and ask or request for a personal loan of rupees 10,000. Personal loan of rupees 10,000 for a period of 3 years. Okay, you need this amount for a period of 3 years. Now, of course, bank is not there to do any charity. If it gives you this amount, even for 1 year, it will charge some amount from you. It will charge some amount on this personal loan that is given to you. Let's say that it charges you at a rate of 10% per year. Okay. Now, there are two different ways to calculate what final amount you will pay back to the bank, to your bank, at the end of 3 years. One way is the method of simple interest. And another way is compound interest. Okay. Now, this concept of simple interest doesn't exist in the real world. We don't use it usually. Okay, we don't use it. This is the one we usually use. Okay, but it's still good to know the difference between the two. Okay, let's calculate the final amount that you'll pay after this period of 3 years using these two methods. First, for simple interest. Now, this amount, that is the personal loan, will be the principal amount for year 1. Okay, in both the cases, that is compound interest and a simple interest. So for simple interest, for year 1, it's a kind of revision also for those who have learned simple interest. So your principal amount, that is PA, or simply you can say principal, will be rupees 10,000, right? And you are being charged at a rate of 10%. Okay, so tell me, for this year 1, if we denote the interest as I1, what will be I1? I1 will be 10 by 100 multiplied by 10,000. From here you get rupees 1,000. This is the interest at the end of year 1 that bank charges to you. Okay, now let's move to the year 2. In the case of simple interest, for year 2, the principal amount will remain the same, that is the initial amount, that is rupees 10,000. So principal amount is again rupees 10,000. And if you are wondering what's special, why am I saying that it will remain the same, because when you will learn about compound interest, there it gets, the principal amount changes every year, and I'll explain you shortly. So principal amount remains the same as this amount, 10,000. Again, Rate will remain the same. Rate is not going to change because 10% per year is the rule. So tell me, what will be the interest for the second year? This will be 10% of this principal amount, that is 10,000, that is rupees 1,000. Okay, so this is the interest for the second year. Now tell me, what will be the principal amount for the year 3, because you need this amount, that is the loan of 10,000 for 3 years. So principal amount is not going to change if you are talking about simple interest. It will remain the same, that is rupees 10,000. Rate will remain the same, that is 10%. Doesn't matter whether it is simple interest or compound interest, this rate will remain the same for every year. Now tell me, what's the interest for this year, that is year 3, that is I3. This is equal to 10% of principal amount, that is 10,000. Here you get rupees 1,000. So this is the interest 3. So at the end of 3 year, at third year, you will pay back the final amount that you will pay back to the bank will be this principal amount, initial one, that is 10,000, plus interest of year 1, plus interest of year 2, plus interest of year 3. That is 10,000 plus 1,000 plus 1,000 plus 1,000 means 3,000. That is 10,000 plus 3,000 is 13,000. So this rupees 13,000, of course rupees 13,000. So this is the amount that you will pay back to your bank at the end of third year, when your bank charges at the rate of 10%. Okay. Now let's see what will happen in the case of compound interest. So this is compound interest. Year 1. Your principal amount will be the same, that is this initial amount, that is 10,000. So principal amount is rupees 10,000. Rate will remain the same, that is 10%. Okay, so tell me, what will be the interest for year 1? If we denote it by I1, this will be 10% of 10,000, that is rupees 1,000. Okay, so the interest that bank gets for the first year is 1,000. 1,000 here, 1,000 here. Same for the first year. Okay, now let's move to the second year. In the year 2, now what will happen is, if we denote this by PA1, that is the principal amount in the year 1, and if we denote the principal amount in the second year as PA2, this PA2 will be actually PA1, that is the initial principal amount, plus the interest for the year 1, that is I1. This is 10,000 plus 1,000, that is rupees 11,000. Okay, now the rate is same, that is 10%. So 10%, if is the rate, then tell me what will be the interest if we denote it by I2 for the second year. This will be 10% of PA2, that is 10% of this 11,000, right? This 11,000. And if you solve it, you get rupees 1100. So the interest for the second year is 1100. In the first year it was 1000, same as this one, but in this case now in the year 2 it's 1100, whereas in the case of simple interest it was 1000. In fact, it is 1000 in each and every year. Okay, so this is 1100. Now let's talk about the year 3. So for year 3, tell me what will be your principal amount if we denote it by PA3. This will be PA2 plus interest in the second year. That is, PA2 is how much? PA2 is 11,000 plus what's I2? I2 is 1100. I2 is 1100. So 11,000 plus 1100 is 12,100. Okay. Rate is same, that is 10%. So tell me, for the third year, if we denote the interest by I3, your I3 will be 10% of PA3, that is the principal amount for the third year. That is 10% of 12,100. From here you get rupees 1210. 1210. Yeah. So this is the interest for the third year. Okay, now tell me what will be the final amount that you'll pay back to the bank at the end of third year. Your final amount will be your initial PA1, that is 10,000. Sorry, let me write it like this. Your initial that is started from here, that was 10,000, right? So PA or PA1, because in the first year it's the same as PA, plus I1 plus I2 plus I3. So PA1 is 10,000, I1 is 1,000, I2 is 1100, I3 is 1210. If you add them together, 1000 plus 1100 is 2100, 2100 plus 210 is 2310, 3310. So this is 10,000 plus 3,310. So this gives you rupees 13,310. This is the final amount that you have to pay back to the bank at the end of third year. In this case, it is 13,310, and in this case, it was just 30,000. So can you see the difference? Here you are actually giving more to the bank if you use the compound interest, and that is actually used. Simple interest is not used.